Okay, well, I'm good to go. So any questions that you have for me right out of the gate, that's fine by me. Thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it. Akuma's been cooking me like Gordon Ramsay on ranked.
Yeah. I think he's going to be doing that for a while. The character seems juiced to the gills. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unmute on stream.
Okay.
Okay, hello everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? Seems to be working on my equalizer. It is in fact picking up the mic input. I am back, and I have with me the none other than Femme Shep.
Hello.
Now, you might have seen her from the Justin Wong video. I can't remember exactly what tournament it was.
Oh, it was NEC with the Impossible Zangief thing.
Yeah, NEC. That is where you rose to your stardom. You were one of the, I think actually the only person there to beat the Impossible
Not
Zangief.
the only person. Diaphone got it. But Diaphone got it by spamming overheads on Wake Up, which is pretty much the only way I've seen other people kill it. And Modern Marisa doesn't have an overhead, so I can claim that. I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah, you're flexing. You've got the trophy. That's the one that counts. So yes, you might have seen her there. That is where she became notable in the FGC. She had a really wonderfully positive attitude. She was really excited about like just getting more into the FGC. And while we do have a moment before we get into our little training session here to help you learn how to fight Akuma better, and believe me, I think everybody needs it, I would like to give you a moment to just kind of introduce yourself and talk a little bit about how you got interested in fighting games, and then kind of talk about your feelings regarding Modern. I think it's an interesting talking point considering how this game has approached easing newer players into fighting games compared to almost any other one. So yeah, you have the floor. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
No problem. Hi, I'm Femme Shep. You can just call me Shep for short. My gamer tag is a reference to the Mass Effect trilogy by BioWare, which is one of my favorite stories of all time. Definitely my favorite RPG of all time. So why not name myself after my favorite character?
Exactly.
Street Fighter 6 is functionally my first fighting game. My only prior FGC experience was with strictly casual Smash Bros, like with my little sister growing up, where the best strategy available was for her to pick Kirby, inhale me, and jump off the edge. Like, competitive Smash is a completely different video game that I have never touched. I played with 8 people to a room, all items on, and like people basically high on energy drinks at 2 a.m. Different game. So Street Fighter 6 is functionally my first fighting game. I had dabbled with attempts to get into the FGC before this. I like to joke that I basically played Injustice 2 for like 2 weeks relentlessly once a year. But I have a lot of difficulty with the motion inputs, particularly in combo. Primarily because I have a diagnosed disability called dyspraxia, which, if you're not familiar, same category of things as like dyslexia, ADD, ADHD, but coordination disorder primarily. My brain does not send signals to the muscles with the accuracy that it is supposed to. So, like, I couldn't catch a ball until, like, late high school after some occupational therapy. My coordination's not so hot. And the result of that is that I describe it as functionally a permanent debuff to my mental stack. It becomes paralytic attempting to play a fighting game where all of the special moves are motion inputs, because I'm thinking so hard about the motion inputs the whole time that I can't actually play the game. I never get to that point where it's like, oh, I've done this motion input daily for a year, I don't have to think about it now. Even the motion inputs I do use contextually, I still have to think about it. So I kind of assumed that this was never going to be a genre I could really enmesh myself in or fully enjoy. And then I heard people complaining about modern controls when Street Fighter 6 was coming out. And I was like, oh, really? Tell me how much you hate this thing and exactly how it works. And I got the demo, and it was an absolute revelation. I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting cooked by a low-level CPU, but it's because I don't know how to play Street Fighter. It's not because I can't get the moves to come out. And it was all in from there. I just kept being like, maybe I could get a little better at this, put a little more time into this, have a little more fun with this, and now, coming up on a year since the game came out, it's accidentally become a core personality trait.
Okay, yeah. That's so. I did not know that about you. Said it's called dyspraxia, right? Dyspraxia.
Dyspraxia.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that that you dealt with that, but so I'm going to be fully transparent here. I am one of the people that complains about modern every now and then. It drives me up a wall. there's something about fighting.
Tilting, and I think there
Right.
should be space to have that conversation of like, I think
Sure.
this mechanic is a little bit overpowered, or maybe this shouldn't be quite so easy to do. I like what they did with the Raging Demon input on Modern, still having
Yeah.
multiple buttons to get it to come out,
Mhm.
but with the motion input complexity removed.
Sure.
I think the important thing is to make sure it's still a conversation about
Sure.
gameplay balance and not just as
Mhm.
an excuse to gatekeep. Because,
Sure.
like, especially if somebody comes to your local for the first time, they've never played offline, they play Modern, and all they hear all day long is how much everyone there hates Modern controls, they're not going to come back.
You're exactly right. And so for me personally, really the only issue I have with it is I think there should be a like predetermined like input window. The only thing that I don't like is some supers, and really only like Luke level 1 and 2, being instant. I think there should be like, track the average human, like how fast they can do that input, and then have it be, okay, that comes out, they can have that come out in like 3 frames, 4 frames, make that the leniency rather than being at instant. But the accessibility aspect, I don't want to nerf anything about that. It absolutely should be whatever means that it is easiest for somebody else to feel like they are picking up and playing the game just like everyone else.
And
That
that's
should
really
not
what it
change.
comes down to, I think, is most of the people who complain about Modern in terms of fairness, like, the super delay thing, I can actually get on board with that. Except I'd be like, well, if it's going to take me just as long as everybody else, then I don't want to damage nerf on my supers. Then people get mad again.
Sure. And honestly, I would actually be okay with that too. If they would change the actual input delay to match like the average person, yeah, give them full damage, because they're still missing out on certain special moves, certain normals, and like they're still getting like extra scaling in like combos. I don't mind that. I think that would be a fairer compromise. But at any rate, that's not really part of the crux of what I wanted to talk about. I
could go on and on about like,
oh, I'm sure,
accessibility and ways to balance Modern and ways to make sure that conversation is respectful, but I'm sure you want to get to some other points.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch again that I think it's really special, and I think speaks to particularly the development team for Street Fighter 6, their commitment to the like player base. It seems that they are really putting their ear to the ground and making sure that people feel heard and listened to. Because like we had a touch of Modern controls, or kind of the precursor with Street Fighter 5, right? We had Ed and Falk, who had these like interesting charge inputs to do some of their specials.
Oh,
and it was the first time.
I thought it was just Ed.
No, Falk had it as well. Yeah.
And this is how I find out that I've been mispronouncing Falk every time I see it on Twitter. I thought his name was Falky. That's great.
Falky? Yeah, I guess, so she is German. Maybe it would be pronounced actually Falka. But,
I got the gender and the pronunciation wrong? Cancelled.
I mean, to be fair, she does look a bit androgynous. She's got kind of like a tomboy pixie cut.
I haven't seen her at all. I just see, like, every time people's like, what's your wish list for characters returning in Season 2? And then I completely lose the plot, because this is my first one, and everyone's like, I want Shmooty to come back! He has that special move that does the thing! And I'm like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
Right. So yeah, we had the precursor in Street Fighter 5, and it wasn't exactly a one-to-one analog in how they're implemented in this game, but it was clear that they had this idea in mind, and they wanted to refine it and polish it up a bit for Street Fighter 6. And with somebody like you, and we have another example of Tokimeki Emily, who is
I love Emily! I follow her Twitter.
Yeah, she's the best. Shoutouts to her. Check her out. She's an up-and-coming player. She's been cosplaying for a while. Beloved member of the community. But yeah, we have people who have these disabilities that want to devote themselves to getting better at the game, both from a competitive level, but also they want to feel like they're having more fun and they aren't being held back by things out of their control. And so if you as a company have the resources to both research and develop something like Modern controls, it really speaks to how inclusive you want to be. You don't want anybody to feel left out. And I think your story especially is something that is like really should be celebrated. And I'm really happy that like you feel you feel that you are able to actually go head first, you know, get in there knee deep.
Yeah, that's really
and
what it comes
really
down
stick with
to,
it.
I think, is that Modern did not make me good at Street Fighter. It made me capable of learning how to get good at Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter is so much more than inputs. You've got to play neutral.
Right.
You've got to have your anti-airs on deck. You need to be able to read your opponent. You need to pick your options on wake up. You need to pick your options on knockdown. Like, anybody who thinks Modern plays the game for you doesn't know how to play Street Fighter.
Go off, tell them, preach, let them know. I respect the hell out of that, and it's very clear to me. I mean, especially with you reaching out to me along with a handful of other people now, it's clear to me that you have the drive to want to get better, and that's something that you honestly should not take for granted. There are a lot of people who you talked about, right? They feel like they want something to play the game for them. And, you know, they don't want to put in the work, they don't want to study, they don't want to use the resources they have at their hand.
People with Autobots on rank that just perfect power
oh my
grabs.
gosh. Yeah, biggest losers in the game. It's insane. But we are neither of those, and we are here, in fact, to get better today.
Oh, trust me, I will be the loser when we play it sad at the end. I know I'm not going to beat you no matter how much Akuma help you give me, but at least then I can get a feel for trying to process the new information.
Exactly, and that's what it's about. It can be a difficult path. It's taking your licks to make sure that you are willing to get back up again, and you can stand a little stronger, have a new, clearer head to look at things. So with that, we will get into the nitty gritty. Now, we are coming here today.
So I can invite you to the room.
Yeah. So I will start up Street Fighter. I was looking at the DreamHack Dallas brackets before we started the call. Oh my gosh, it's a real bloodbath.
That's what I've been hearing.
So I'm curious, before we get into it, if you could give me, I guess we'll start off with one thing, the very one thing regarding fighting Akuma that you seem to be having the most trouble with. Like if there was a particular pain point that's I don't know how to deal with this.
Oh,
or if it's all of it.
I'm going to pick two things and you can't stop me.
Okay.
The first one is 100% that his fireballs seem weirder to deal with than the other fireballs in the game. I usually am looking to phalanx through a fireball, to gladius through a fireball if I'm not just walking and blocking, walking and parrying. And I seem to have a lot of situations where it's multi-hit or it's so wide that it catches me out of the armor. There are so many versions of the fireball that I don't always understand what I'm looking for and what's punishable and what's not. So getting a better sense of how to counter the weird fireball would be good. And then also what people have been calling the Vortex. It just seems like after a knockdown, I don't understand what his options are. So I don't know what I'm looking for, and I'm kind of just picking my options on Wake Up by vibes, which doesn't feel great. And on top of that, if he does continue to hit me with the Vortex and I do block, and blocking was the right decision, I feel like he's plus all the time. And I know there has to be somewhere he's not, but I don't know where it is.
Okay, yeah, those are honestly two really, really good focal points for us to branch off of. So first things first, I guess, do you want to do I guess, do we want to do a quick first to three just to, I guess, kind of dip our toes in the water?
I'm good with that.
And see how things go? Or do you want to get straight into doing online training?
We can run a set first if you want.
Okay, yeah, sure, we can do that.
I've got the room set to first to three anyway.
Okay, perfect.
I played three first to threes in a row with Brutus yesterday, and we recorded episode 2, and I went 0-3 in all of them. His deep is scary.
Brutus is he's been a strong-ass fighting game player for as long as I've known him, so hell, he'd probably 3-0 me right now, because I'm still learning Akuma, so I get it. Do you want to go ahead and send me an invite? I'm just Mr. Mostafles, exactly how it's spelled on Twitter and Discord stuff on CFN. No.
Is Mr. abbreviated?
You mean with a period, or is it spelled out?
Asking you don't spell Mr. out.
Oh, it's just MR, yeah.
Okay. So technically you're MR Mostafles.
I mean, I guess, yeah. If you want to be pedantic about it. Yeah, right.
There you are, okay. Did you place into Diamond 1, Diamond 2 with Akuma?
I placed into Diamond 1. I'm actually I'm a pretty slow learner. I'm somebody who when I like find a character that I like, I go all in on them. So like I'm not really one, like I don't like counter picking. I don't really jump around between characters. I pick one guy and I focus and I want to master them. So I'm a little bit of a slow learner, but like once I've put the time in, I can get to a pretty high point.
That makes sense. I kind of feel the same way about I want to have a pocket character. I feel like it's likely to end up being a modern Luke or a modern Cammy. But I have so much memorized Oki and combo muscle memory and matchup and gameplay understanding with Marisa at this point that trying to switch to another character feels like relearning the whole game. I definitely don't have whatever some people have where a character comes out, they spend 10 minutes in training mode, and then they basically place into master. Like, that's a different skill.
And I guess, you know, I should preface and offer you reassurance, you know, this is your, like, first fighting game, you know, don't feel like you should be like Punk, where he gets every character to 2000 MR in, like, a day. It's like, that is... Absolutely, he is the outlier and, like, a freak, and, like, most people cannot do that.
The upside of how fast people tend to learn new characters is that I guarantee I'm going to be able to find somebody for Ed and somebody for Aki that picked up that character on, like, day one and have a really, really strong understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get into it. So you said, so yeah, I guess in this set, I just to, I guess, give you a heads up, I will be, like, focusing on, like, what I guess, yeah, what we are referring to in Street Fighter 6 as the Vortex. It's not the same as, like, the Street Fighter 4 Vortex, but in the engine of the game, it's functionally similar.
You're all good. You can beat my ass. I'm not going to take it personally. We're here to learn.
Nice. Ouch. Oh, nice. Oh, shit. That's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, okay. Nice frame trap.
I got too greedy with it. Don't be overhead. It's not good.
Oh shit, you got me. Nice. Good shit, good shit.
I really didn't want to spend it, but I wasn't seeing another way out.
I mean, yeah, you were. If you just blocked it, you were gonna die. You were gonna get checkmated by DI. So. Whoops.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Oh, that killed. Okay.
Yeah, the last hit of Heavy Tatsu does a chunk. Oh, nice. Oh, that.
Attack, you're not too late. Can't just jump. Oh, but that's a jump scare. Oh, you saw the overhead.
Nice. Oh shit, okay. Okay, alright. Oh wow, hey, good reaction.
I didn't think I was gonna reach!
That's, I'll be 100% honest, I forgot that I was fighting Modern, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do this. I'll test the reactions. Oh, nice, good block.
Oh, no, drop it,
oh,
Daniel.
shit, okay. Nice, okay.
Level 1 is so much better on Modern, because you can just reaction stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot easier to, like, guarantee the armor. Okay, nice. Ouch. Oh, what a pickup!
I dropped it. I was trying to go for the medium to medium for the parry combo. Oh no! That's unfortunate.
Ah, nice, nice, okay.
Marisa wins! Round 1. Fight!
Oh shit!
I learned that yesterday. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Oh, this is not gonna go my way here. Be angry!
Nice, I like the walk up.
I'm dead. Yeah, I ate shit on that one.
That's alright. I really like, I like how you're varying your wake-up options, and you're really willing to block, which is good. Most people in this game are not.
That's because I've been teching like a maniac and getting eviscerated for it. I'm trying really hard to break the habit.
Yeah. Oh shit, ouch, that hurts. Jesus Christ. Oh, what? Why did my jump short not hit? Oh, nice.
I think that killed.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright.
When I
Shit,
play
it's
really good players and I go for the reset into command grab, I just assume they're gonna jump.
Right. Nice, good tech. Oh, shit, ouch.
Oh, I should have held it. Oops. Losing control of the flow.
Oh, I'm dead!
I was actually going for drive reversal, but it didn't come out.
Marisa wins!
Damn, alright! Good shit!
Okay, that didn't go as horrible as I thought it would. That was a pleasant surprise, actually. I still need to call my help, I swear to God.
Alright, let's go into online training. So, did you, change one of these already?
Yeah, I always have one in training room.
Okay, cool.
I really wish I'd thought to make this a series sooner, because I got a really excellent Rashid walkthrough from a local friend of mine a bit ago and didn't record it at all. And now I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm not going to be able to convince him to do it again. I need a new Rashid.
Right. Right. I mean, you could maybe get somebody else. Okay, can you actually hold on 1 second? I need to send a text real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, beat my ass.
I'm trying to get this combo more consistent on this side. It just does not want to be consistent.
Alright. Okay, so,
that scared me for a second. I thought you were still off and you started moving. I was like, it's not!
Okay, so the number one thing that I want to talk about first is you said that you were having trouble dealing with the Vortex. Now, the Vortex in this game basically consists of, like, fundamentally it's like two things with Akuma.
Okay.
So, it's going to be like, go ahead, I'm gonna hit you real quick just to show you like what it will look like. So it's gonna be like light Tatsu, sweep into double dash throw, or the safe jump. So if I do this, whoops. Okay, that sets up a meaty throw.
Oh, give me a second to turn the frame meter on here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And input history as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so without you doing anything after that, how plus are you on the knockdown?
So if I don't do anything, I'm plus 42. That's what sets up either the double dash.
Oh, right, I know 42 is a safe
or the
jump.
safe. Right.
But if you double dash forward, you're how plus there?
Yeah, I'm plus 4. So
okay, so it
that
is a
means
true strike throw mix-up then.
Yes, exactly. And even my overhead, overhead won't be. Overhead's slower in this game. I was thinking of Street Fighter 5, excuse me. So yeah, it's going to be a real meaty situation with, like most meaty situations with Akuma are going to be the stand medium punch, right? Because that's his plus button anyways.
If I see you double dash forward off the safe jump knockdown, can you still shimmy after that, or is it always a guess between strike, throw, jump?
No, I can still shimmy. Akuma's walk speed is good enough that I can still shimmy.
Okay, so it is 100% gambling situation off that knockdown then. If I see him dash up in my face, I just have to guess.
Yes. And so what you're going to want to do there is to practice delay teching. Have you ever, like, has anybody you've fought mentioned that to you?
Yeah,
or, like,
I know how to delay tech. That's the main reason I unfortunately have an excess throw teching habit, is because it covers 2 options. It's a great idea.
Right.
And then mid-screen, people realize I'm teching, they just neutral jump me straight to hell.
Right. So, and then that is where, like, the experience and, like, paying attention to the tendencies throughout the match are going to help. So yeah, you understand, if I do, or if an Akuma does the double dash, your layer 1 and, like, almost layer 2 defense should be delay tech. That's going to, and especially, like, until you start fighting, like, much stronger Akumas, that is going to be 85% of the offense when it comes to, like, the double dash, because most people don't really have, like, they're autopiloting a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, and Akuma is very rush down, so unless you're playing someone who I don't want to say is intelligent, that makes me sound like an asshole. Somebody who's very strategic about the decisions they're making is going to throw in shimmy to keep you on your toes. But somebody who's playing Akuma just to, like, be in your face and scare you is going to hit a button.
Yes, exactly. So then the other thing I wanted to mention is the safe jump and how to deal with it. So something that is very strong in this game, it's like basically the signs of a top tier, is having access to a safe jump, because OD reversals are so strong. So there are 2 things to keep in mind. 1, if I do this, okay, so you just have to block that. So there is one universal option that beats safe jumps.
Perfect
that
parry?
unless the... No, not perfect parry. It's the new addition with the reversal, like the wake up drive reversal.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up drive reversal will beat safe jumps.
And
now, there is a way...
I also think Marisa has a specific safe jump counter, if I'm remembering correctly. Can you just run that setup again?
Yeah. Yes, I was just going to mention it, so you do know about that.
I do know about that. I learned that fairly recently from somebody else on the Marisa Discord. It's been a game changer for getting out of the corner, because I can't just get safe jumped over and over again.
Exactly. And more importantly, too, it puts you in an advantageous position to take your turn back. Because it does reset, and it leaves you, I think, at like +2.
I'm trying to remember if that works off non-OD stance as well. Can you just do the safe jump again?
I don't think it does, but we can try it. I checked it out last night. I did a little bit of homework for you.
Yeah, no,
so
the armor doesn't come out fast enough. Okay, so it has to be OD. And then I'm going to check the frame meter if you don't mind doing that one more time.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh, it didn't come out. Do it again.
Oh, whoops.
Oops, sorry. I'm actually -1 off that.
Oh, -1. Okay, I thought, I'm not sure how I had that backwards in my head. Okay, but so nevertheless, you are actually at a range where, like, my jabs are going to whiff, and I think crouch jab is her fastest normal, right?
Yeah, this is her only 4 frame.
Okay, so if I try to take my turn back here, you, like, let's go ahead and run through that. It might trade, and that's still advantageous for you because of, like, getting out of the corner, right?
Okay.
So here, I'm gonna do the safe jump again, and then after we air reset, let's both mash jab.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, do the
Oh,
scoot
dance.
up. So,
Okay.
yeah. Whoops. Whoops.
Oop, I accidentally grabbed.
That's okay. Oh, for some reason that one didn't hit. I don't know. Maybe I did it too late. That was weird.
I think I have to start inputting it sooner is the problem. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
it
miss
could be.
the window for wake up.
Okay, so actually, it just because it's not getting a counter hit, it's getting punish counter. It actually just knocks me down. So you do get
it's
advantage
a hard
there.
knockdown, so I guess then the question there is, can I jump out afterwards? Can you do that again? I'll do stance, and then I just want to see if you can anti-air me after that.
Yeah, sure.
Oop.
Oh. I don't know why I must have done that a little bit late. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I'm
there a
not
way-
advantageous enough to like jump out, but it at least puts us back at almost the same because I'm only -1. It breaks the vortex. It doesn't get me out of
Right.
the corner, but it puts me in a situation where I can at least be in your face again.
Can you out of the stance? Is there like a way to cancel it? Like into like I know you can cancel it into like follow up moves, but is there a way to cancel it into like can you get out of recovery sooner? Because it looks like it's really slow out of recovery, and it seems like I've seen people act faster.
Throw a normal at it.
Okay, so you do. So yeah, after. Okay, go ahead, do it again. And then can you like press a button after that?
I think so. Yeah, because a lot of the time when I'm doing, anytime I armor through something, I'm either
Whoops.
going for the command grab, or I'm
Mhm.
using the light auto combo to try to beat them trying to jump the command grab.
Yeah. Okay, so that leaves you plus there. Okay, go ahead and do it again. I'm gonna do the jump. Oops,
Okay.
I'm gonna do the jump hit. Okay. Okay, so then so that you can't like.
Oh, I forgot.
Couldn't go
I
into, like
actually
a
forgot
drive
about
rush
this.
out of that.
I actually forgot about this because I haven't been taking advantage of it, but I'm plus 42 right now. Off certain situations, depending on the
Mhm.
height, if I armor something like that, I could have safe jumped you then.
Right. Okay, so let's try this again. With I want to do the light Tatsu into sweep setup into the safe jump, and then you wake up with Scootum and try and like press like I guess like try and like hit a heavy when I'm getting up because I want to see if I'll like wake up into. I want to see if it'll hit Meaty.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So okay. You are stuck in there for a certain amount of time. Okay, so what you
I
will be
think I
able to.
actually held it too long, if you don't mind trying that one more time.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and wake up with jab.
Okay.
So let's do that one more time.
Timing is finicky. I have a hard time like releasing stance and immediately doing something else if you're just not used to it.
Okay. Yeah, let's try again. Okay, so I can jab you. So it does seem.
Yeah, because or just hit it again. That's me letting go as fast as possible, and it's still 62 frames total. There's 20 recovery there.
Okay, so yeah, I think it might be a situation that like that you might not be able to like set up a Meaty afterwards, but being -1 means that you can like walk out of the corner because there's enough range that like I can't threaten you with anything.
And
So you
there's
can just gain some ground.
The only other real options against safe jumps are attempt a perfect parry, which is a risk if it's an empty jump. Wake up
Yes.
drive reversal, which is a risk if it's an empty jump. Or, I mean, this is also a risk if it's an empty jump, but I guess the difference would be you get an actual knockdown out of it and some damage. Like drive reversal,
Yeah.
it doesn't really accomplish either of those things. Like, can you just do the safe jump and I'll do wake up drive reversal real quick?
Yeah. Oh, maybe that actually doesn't work against safe jumps. Hold on.
Okay, so yeah, my options then are perfect parry or this.
Oh, okay. It must be. I think I've seen people say that it works against like safe jump into auto-timed button. So I think that's where I was getting confused. So yeah, your options are basically perfect parry or go for Scudum.
Just knowing for sure that's a safe jump is helpful, because you never know what is a safe jump for a brand new character right out of the gate.
Right, and just also so that you are aware, it works for both his heavy punch and his heavy kick. So if you happen to see, like, off of the sweep, they do a jump forward into, like, whatever, it's going to be a safe jump.
Can you demonstrate that real quick?
Yeah. So here is heavy kick, and then here's heavy punch. So both, they have the same startup, same recovery, and so it's going to cover the 42 frame option. That way, you know, if you run into it, you get hit. If you try and do something, I block. It's set for Scudum.
Okay.
Okay, so next, you were saying that it was the Vortex that mixes you up, and then what was the other thing? The fireballs.
And generally, I'm just gonna ask you about like characters' game plan, which pokes I should be looking out for, all that.
Yes.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah. So let's cover the fireballs first, and then we can get into what like Akuma's go-to pokes are and how you should respond.
Okay.
Okay. So if you go ahead and just hold down back, here are the 3 different versions of his regular fireball. So he's got light, and that one I believe is -8, correct?
It says I'm +4.
Oh, I had it backwards. I'm so sorry. The heavy version is -8. So yeah, I'm -4 here. I didn't know if I could turn it on.
You can
from my
actually.
side.
If you go into the pause menu
Oh, there it
and
is.
display settings, you can turn it on your end.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, with online training, I didn't know if I could. Okay, so that'll make things a lot easier. All right, so yeah, this is -4. So that means in a real block string, you can punish. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe Marisa is cooked
I'm gonna
in
get
that
out
regard.
of space.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, from that range, like you cannot punish it, but it is your opportunity to take your turn back.
I would trade with it with this at least.
The better option would be your medium punch, because it reaches further and has the target combo for an easier confirm. So if you do stand medium punch after this, and I'm mashing jab, okay, we trade,
Yeah,
but
I
then...
didn't get anything off of that trade, whereas if I trade with this and do a drive rush cancel, I dropped the combo there and didn't quite win, but you get the idea.
Hold on, I want to do that trade with stand medium punch again, and I want to see just exactly how plus you are.
Okay.
Okay, so...
+7.
Oh, +7, and yeah, I don't think you can do another medium punch from that range.
Yeah, no, that's gonna whiff like crazy.
Let's try it one more time and then just mash stand medium punch to see if it will reach.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, let's try that again. Oh, okay, maybe I was like delaying it a little bit because I was mashing it beforehand and it was trading. Let's do that one more time. Yeah, okay, you're just beating me clean. So, I don't know if I maybe delayed it a little bit or something and like the active frames were colliding
so if
in
you
a
have
slightly
the
different way.
audacity to fireball in my face, I can punish that on block. If it's the light fireball.
Yeah, well, so actually, let's do the medium one too, because the heavy one is also just straight up -8, so you can punish it even harder. But let's do the medium one. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, whoops, that was not supposed to be that. Okay, so this one, what did that say I was on block? Okay, so that is 6 frames for your advantage. So that's going to be even better. You could do crouching medium punch there. So if I tried to mash. So, whoops, sorry. Let's try that again. God damn it. Yep, just beating me clean. Tons of damage. Yep, and yeah, that's a cool over 50% just because I tried to mash and take my turn back after a block string fireball. Almost 60%.
I love modern Marisa because arguably the biggest damage you take in modern is the scaling. And she does so much damage, it doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's try this one more time, and I want to see if on block you can punish with crouch or with stand jab.
And
for stand jab, it's 6 frames, right?
Visually, can you just do that into light fireball and then into medium so I can see the difference?
I don't know. Yeah, I can. So here's light fireball. It's virtually the same. You're not going to be able to tell the difference when playing.
Functionally, I think if he fireballs in my face, I'm just going to want to go for this. Because if it's medium, this will lift. And if it's light, I can still beat it with this, I think.
Hold on. I want to mash. I'm going to mash jab again after medium, and I want to see if the stand medium punch will interrupt. Yeah, so it's still interrupting. But if you're just concerned about taking your turn back, crouching medium punch would be the better because it's going to put me in block stun like regardless. So if that's what you want to go for, I think that would probably be the better poke. Maybe.
So if I just want to take my turn back there, like do it again on block. Why am I getting?
Oh, just out of range.
Oh, what is that?
Oh.
Yeah, like Lottie's gonna whip there. I think medium is gonna.
Yeah, let's try it. Whoops.
I have trouble with. I'm not used to doing the manual.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Here, let's get out of the corner a little bit. Okay, yeah, that one does connect.
Okay, so for anybody that is more comfortable inputting the quarter circle, that's a good option. You just take your turn back.
Whoops. Oh my gosh. My stick has been screwing up. Alright.
If you don't want to spend the drive
we've
to
determined...
cancel into a gas, then that's a good option.
What's that? I'm sorry?
If I don't want to spend 3 drive bars to cancel into the gas on block, that's a good option.
Yeah. Sure. Right. So we've determined after and then if I do the heavy version... Oh, God, sorry. I need to get my stick replaced. Look, let's get a little bit closer. Do crouching medium punch. Whoops, sorry. Alright, so that's gonna be the same thing. Basically, if you're wanting to take your turn back after a fireball, or you think that like the opponent might try and mash, if you've noticed they're doing that, crouching medium punch is gonna be your best bet. Let's see. What else did I want to... Oh, yeah, now we need to talk about the other kinds of fireballs. So, if your opponent is playing neutral, they're not really going to do this in block strings very often because it's so slow. But it's important to note that OD fireball, like regular fireball, so there are 3 different versions of Akuma's fireball, right? There's this version, there's the partially charged one that turns red, and then there's the fully red fireball that is 3 hits and knocks you down.
Okay.
So it's important to note that the level 2 fireball, that one, and the OD fireball, the regular OD fireball, work basically the same way. They have different startup timings, but they're both, if you just hold down back, you'll see that this one is +2 on block, and then this one is +2 on block.
Oh, those 2
So,
hits?
yes, they're both 2 hits.
So, throw it again real quick.
Oh, here, I'll play a little bit further away.
Oh god, it's so fast. Okay, so OD Gladius does beat anything but the fully charged fireball.
Yes.
And I think that would also mean this would beat it?
Let's try.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oops.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so yeah, that's important to note.
And hang on, I want to see how plus I am if I armor through the fireball.
Okay.
+3.
+3. Yep.
So
with that...
real now.
Yes. Yep, so yeah, it will be... Yep, will be a real guess between crouch, jab, and throw.
If I let go of the gas.
Yes. So yeah, I wanted to point out specifically that the level 2 charge version of Fireball, which again is the red version that's like the medium length, And then the OD version, they both have 2 hits, and they're both +2 on block. That's very important to know, because if you're ever like in a block string where you're dealing with that, or like they do it on Wake Up, it's not your turn. So like you'll probably see, if you just hold down back, you'll probably see people do this a lot, and then like try and like challenge or like walk up and throw or whatever. You do have to worry about how plus it is, because like with Akuma's crouch medium punch, so if I do this and you try and press a button, like I should beat you. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, so from that range, I would have to go into another crouch medium punch, I think. Oh, actually, I'm out of range. So, yeah, actually, I don't get anything from there. So a trade isn't terrible, but there are situations where, like, if I do this, I'm closer, and then I would get a trade combo. So, again, the important part to remember is that on block, it's +2.
If you're gonna hit a button on Akuma, you want to know that you're not just walking into the Vortex.
Right. Okay, so then, the other thing I wanted to touch on was kind of like the range that you can use your armored moves to get through fireballs, and also how they work in like certain block strings. So we'll cover block strings first. So if I do like that, actually that one might be, well, no, this one is the slower startup. So if I do like from like far range, if I do crouching medium kick into fireball, it's not, well, maybe only the light. Hold on. Try and do like OD Scudum through this. Okay, that might not. Whoops.
No, that's a true string.
Yeah, so it could be light fireball. Whoops. Well, let me do it again. Yeah, that one works. So that being said, let me try the medium one too. Okay, so that one, I think, yeah, there we go. Let me try a little bit closer. Okay, so an important thing to note, if you are fighting Akuma and he's like doing a lot of like crouching medium kick fireball into you, basically as an option select, you can basically buffer OD Scudum,
and it will only come out if it's not a true string.
Exactly, and so that's really, really strong to have if they're like just harassing you with it and like.
That's particularly notable for anybody else playing on Modern, because that means I can also super easy buffer a super. Do that again.
Exactly, yes. Yep, easy. And that's so much damage.
I think that would work with level 3 too.
Yeah, it should. Yep. Easy peasy. That's a cool, you know, like 3,500 damage, and I'm in the corner, right?
They did try to nerf for Oki there, but it is what it is.
Frankly, no character should get Oki after a level 3, it's too strong. But
it was so good! Rest in peace, my favorite setups!
I think she's still doing okay this patch.
Honestly, she is. Like, she doesn't need it, but it was nice. I robbed some people with it.
I'm sure you robbed plenty of people with it. Alright, so we know now that in block strings, you can buffer OD Scudum, and if it's not a real string, you're gonna blow right through it, and then your plus, you get to mix them up. You can also do super if you've got that. So now let's cover the range. Oh, actually another thing, go ahead, here, I'm gonna put you in the corner. So something that I don't know how common it will be. What is actually your, I see that you're a master, but like what's your MR range right now?
I made it to a match that would have finally put me at 1600 like 5 times last night and choked every time.
Gotcha. Okay, so you are getting to the point where people are going to be a little more conscious of their, like their Oki setups and trying to do things in a more conservative manner. So something to keep in mind with Akuma and his fireball is if I do forward throw and then do immediate heavy fireball, I think Scudum, I actually don't think it's going to work Like, if you just do the hit version, I think I'm going to be out of range. But if you do scoot him into, like, maybe the overhead or the kick, it might work. So let's try this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw you into the corner and then do immediate heavy fireball, and then I want you to try and do just wake up Odie, scoot him.
Okay.
Whoops, I fucked up. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So I'm out of range there, but try and do the overhead next. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that means yeah, so this is something you do have to worry about. Like, this is really strong against characters with wake up armor moves, like E Honda, like Marisa, like JP with OD amnesia. This is like, if I hit you with it, I'm like super plus. Let me like just wake up into it. Don't press anything. I am plus 7 there. Yeah. So that means, and like, I think maybe sometimes, like if you try and press a button, it's like worse. It's like plus 9, and I can get, I think, like stand fierce.
So don't match there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, be willing to take the throw because you've got 1 trillion health, and if you wake up into the fireball, it is way worse for you.
Can I drive reversal then?
Yeah, you can drive reversal. Yes. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep. And of course, that's also going to be his attempt at a throw loop. That's going to be an attempt at a meaty, except unless it's a jab.
So that's really going to beat everything he wants to do there except the shimmy.
Basically, yes. Or again, a properly timed meaty jab, which will bait it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just important to note that, again, if you get forward thrown in the corner, it's not uncommon that you might run into an Akuma that will do meaty, like heavy fireball, and be hella plus and maybe kill you for it. So just be cautious, and your best option is probably going to be the wake up drive reversal.
I just realized that Trading Room randomly picked Ed's theme music for me, so this is going to be a little weird in post.
Then fight.
I mean, his training or his theme in this game is better than it was in 5 at least.
Okay, so we covered safe jump, beating the safe jump, ways to opt and select during a gap in a crouching medium kick fireball, the variety of fireballs, forward throw Oki, at a distance with the fireball. Should I just be walking and blocking, walking and parrying? Are there any that are going to beat, for instance, Superman punch through them?
Yeah, so, like, the best thing that's probably going to be, like, actually blow up Superman punch is going to be OD fireball because it's so fast in 2 hits.
Okay.
But, like, regular fireball, if we're playing at, like, kind of this range, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can try and see if you can, like, react. I'll mix it up between doing different fireball speeds and then also doing, like, some normals to try and fake you out. And then if you can react, then you're good.
Okay.
But the OD fireball, I think, is what's going to be giving you the most trouble. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. That one wasn't a punish counter though, but it still would have left you plus.
Punish counter is really good on that now because she gets double dash forward into Oki.
Yeah, right.
Give me one moment. I'm approaching the limit of my first saved clip. I've got to start a new recording.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. All right. So we covered from a range. It seems like Superman punch is like viable. I don't know that I would necessarily say it's consistent because with Akuma's walk speed and like his fireball speed and recovery, I think it can be a risk, of course.
It seems like trying to Gladius the fireball is probably quite risky because it comes out so fast at this range.
Yeah, sure. Let's actually get out of the corner a little bit. That way we have some room to walk around. Yeah, that's probably the better option. Here, let's.
And if she gets a trade, she gets massive combos on fireball trades.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They just come out
Okay.
so fast that if I'm trying to walk forward into a Gladius, it's
Right.
not really going to work. I have to already be at this range and see him fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's something to keep in mind too, is like the notion of like holding your ground. You know, if they're like really jittery and, you know, like really trying to like kind of bob and weave and, you know, maybe throw up your spacing or whatever, if you just stand still, it might give you a better opportunity to react to the fireball. You know, that way you aren't walking into it.
Yeah, walk and block, try to hold this space. I see him fireball, whack him.
Another thing too, I think you should treat the Akuma matchup like the Guile matchup, in that walking and blocking can be very risky because of drive gauge, and his fireballs are so good that you will find yourself at a massive, like if you are just walking and blocking, you'll find yourself at a massive drive gauge deficit before you know it.
So you want to be walking
So
and
don't be
parrying.
afraid to parry them. Don't be afraid to hold parry if they're just chucking fireballs, you know. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Okay, the next thing I wanted to cover before like we go into pokes and like how to deal with kind of like how he wants to approach neutral is Demon Flip. So fighting most Akumas, like until you get to like the really strong Akumas, they're going to be abusing Demon Flip, and
I
it's
think
important.
Gladius beats most of the options out of Demon Flip.
So Marisa has like 10,000 different ways to blow up Demon Flip. This is like maybe the weakest Demon Flip has ever been in a Street Fighter game. It's definitely not terrible, but compared to how strong it is in other games, it's much weaker and much more susceptible to being like hit. So there are 4 options. Yeah, there's slide, dive kick, palm, and then empty. Okay, yeah. So there are 4 different options, right? There's dive kick, there's palm, there's slide.
Is the palm an overhead?
Yes, the palm is in fact an overhead, and it is plus on block. It's
Okay.
very plus 4. And then there is the empty one, which is to bait parry and or maybe a DP or whatever and throw them.
I think Gladius beats every single one of those options.
I think it does. The testing that I did last night, that seemed to be the case.
Can
So
you
let's
just rotate through them real quick?
Yeah. Okay, so that one I can block, but
Well,
it's
I
still
didn't
you're-
release it in time. Like, do it again.
Okay, yeah. So if you do get it early, but it's important that like, let's say you do release it a little bit late, and I just have to, you know, I don't react in time to try and parry it or uppercut it or super or whatever. If I block it, you're still plus 4. You're in a great spot. So the important thing is that Gladius does well against it. Now, I do also think you should be using I don't know what the move is called, but like whatever her like quarter circle back punch special is, like the uppercut thing that she does, that thing. If you do the light version of that, that is really good against both Demon Flip and also Air Fireball, which was going to be the next thing I cover, because Air Fireball is also going to be something that Akuma spams.
Raw for the longest time. I just still can't really do it on reaction, but just the fact that I can be like, oh, that one now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Doesn't she have a way to do that in modern, like without or not?
No, Marissa's modern specials are light Gladius, medium Superman, stance, medium slam, and she
Okay,
uses
gotcha.
Spartan kick.
Okay. So in that case, you can also do.
I think OD would also beat it because of the air invincibility. Can you jump in on me again?
Yeah. Yeah, beats it clean.
Gonna have to delay the second pass. Oh,
Whoops, I messed up the spacing there. Oh, I'm doing it a little bit. Yeah, there you
it's
go.
not a great option compared to Gladius. It's really not.
So what I was going to recommend, I think her crouching, I don't know what it is. That thing, yes, that.
Crouching heavy.
That also works pretty well. You do have to worry about if they do demon flip palm because it delays it a little bit, but
Yeah.
against like dive kick and like anything else, it will do well because it's got a really high hitting hitbox. Yeah. So now I'm also going to do air fireball. That way you can also see, and air fireball gets blown up by Gladius, Superman punch, that
Also,
uppercut.
weirdly, because of the angle, air fireball real quick. Oh, so I got to delay it a little more. No?
Oh.
I know I've done it. It's once he stalls in the air, you can level 2 it. I don't think
you
level
can-
3 works. Can you just do that again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, probably goes underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 3. Level 1 might work from certain ranges. Oh, maybe not. Maybe if I do it from like way back here. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me try that again. Go ahead and just stand still. Okay, I can block. Yeah, that's not a good option, but level 2 for sure is. But we can go through the other options as well, so you can see how Gladius does against
Yeah.
it, how Superman Punch, etc. The Scutum is good against Air Fireball. Whoops. Yep, Punish Counter.
And hang on, I want to see how plus I am just after armoring that.
Okay. Whoops, sorry. Back up a little bit. +3.
Plus 3, okay.
Yep. So yeah, now go ahead and do Gladius. Oh, I did it way too early. There you go. Yeah, and hella good damage. Put me in the corner.
And that also means the scaling of Raw Gladius into Super got nerfed a bit for everyone, even not on Modern. But that means technically, if you
Yeah.
hit a fireball and I'm ready for it, do it again.
Yep. Yep. That's dead. That is a grip of damage.
And
Jesus Christ.
technically, the scaling really sucks now, but I could also do this. Oh, wait.
Oh, whoops. No, I mean, so here's the thing. It's like even if it's not. Oh, this is another thing I was going to mention. Even if it's not doing that much damage, one, you do have to remember that it is Akuma, so he takes 10% more damage, like just from a statistical standpoint compared to everybody else. So he's gonna die sooner regardless. But the other thing is, like, every time you are landing a punish counter on him, and if you're going into super, it's wailing on his drive gauge.
Yeah.
And the faster you put him into burnout, the less oppressive he is. Okay, so next, go ahead. I want to do air fireballs from some ranges, and I want you to do the crouching uppercut.
Oh.
I don't remember what. Yeah, that thing.
Crouch heavy, yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. Let me. Yeah. And yeah, get a huge pickup. Huge. That's crazy damage. That's gonna be over
That's because
6,000, I
it's punish
think.
counter. I have time to charge it. And
Yeah.
if I charge it, the combos are ridiculous. That's 61%. And
Yeah.
not one single thing in that combo was like a manual motion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome. I did not know that worked. Can you do this again? I want to do that one more
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Go ahead and back up so we have a little more space. Okay. Yeah, crazy damage. That's
Okay, that's
50,
insane.
50%.
I definitely am glad to know that in a panic, Gladius works there, but I'm going to be looking for this. That's fantastic.
Yes. Yes. Now, again, you do need to be careful that, like, obviously they can change up the timing and, like, what trajectory the air fireball is on, but if they're not being mindful, you should kill them for this. They should be dead. Because, again, this is the first Street Fighter game where if Akuma throws an air fireball and gets hit, the fireball goes away. That's never happened before.
Okay.
So, although his air fireballs are very strong, they're equally vulnerable.
Can I also Superman punch that?
I think so. Yeah, let's look back up a little bit. I'll do it from, like, here. Okay, I can block, but you're still plus.
Yeah, +2 off of that. I usually cut people into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you mash there, since I'm +2, this would trade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that time,
I
yeah,
get it
that time
earlier.
you just straight up punch. Go ahead and back up. that's just straight up beating it. Now, this is kind of a bad range. Let me do it from a little bit further out. Yeah, no, still, yeah. So it is a bit of a read, right? Because like there is so much startup for the air fireball, but again, if they're spamming like air fireballs a bunch, it's not a bad idea. Okay, so we talked about fireballs. Oh, okay. Next thing, before we get into the pokes, is I want to go over how important it is for you to do safe jumps. So you can still do like the
Phalanx corner safe jump.
Well, no. Can she in modern? Can she still do the mid-screen safe jump?
You lose the overhead on modern, so I do not have the standard mid-screen safe jump. I can get a mid-screen safe jump off of this, or off of this.
Oh, I see.
I have to whip after that. I messed up the whip. It's,
Gotcha. So. Oh, okay.
That one's a little weird. You usually want to do the safe jump. I just found out. I thought it was just random because if they don't back roll, you land on the opposite side of them. And that kills the safe jump. You can do it with light kick, and then you can get a combo regardless.
Okay.
But those are the mid-screen safe jumps for her.
Yeah. Okay. So, the reason, like, again, this is going to be especially important against Akuma because, like, drive gauge is so good for him. That if you are like both making him block a normal on wake up, because he has to guess, right? It's either you try and maybe perfect parry, and then you eat the fucking like scoot him throw, or just regular throw. You're losing a bar of drive gauge and a ton of damage. If you try and wake up DP, you are losing 2 bars of drive gauge, and then you just die.
Notably, Marissa's OD Gladius previously beat every OD DP in the game when fully charged, except for Rashid. It loses to Akuma. If you were to OD DP here, just throw it.
Oh, because the hits come out so fast.
Yeah, because it's multiple hits.
Yeah.
So you really do want to bait that. You can't just power through it.
And most importantly too, it's because like when you're knocking him down, if you are putting pressure on his drive gauge that he has to hold, it's advantageous for you because you're still running your offense, which is building your drive gauge back, and then it's lowering his because he has to hold it or decide, do I want to risk a DP and die, or he's going to go for the perfect parry, and even if he perfect parries the safe jump, you're still +2.
Also notable for Marissa's safe jumps in Season 2. I haven't really experimented with this yet, but because of the changes on her charged heavies, if you safe jump with a charged heavy now, I don't know why it's not coming off.
Weird. Yeah, why is that not coming out? That's really strange.
That's bizarre. Why the heck is it not coming out?
I wonder if maybe you're able to charge it longer than, like... Yeah, maybe you were just holding it down a little too
you
long.
have to start holding it the second you leave the ground. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Now, if I safe jump into a charged one of these, and you block it, block.
Oh, damn, you're hella plus.
So she can actually frame trap with this.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, the important thing that I want to get across is I think safe jumps are exceptionally valuable against Akuma. Because
can you just
of slow health.
Wake up for me real quick here?
Yeah.
Or after you block the initial attack? Okay, so maybe +15 and this is 20. Okay, so that's not quite... But you can use it to bully the drive gauge on block, at least.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And again, with characters that have OD DPs, if you can safe jump them and put them under pressure where they like are maybe panicked and want to OD DP, and then you just make them explode, it's like super important.
So I can see how much drive gauge damage that would do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that does like 60% of a bar. That's a ton. And then you're still plus and get to pressure me more.
Yeah, at plus
Um,
15.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is 15 frames. That's what the frame trap was. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and mash after I block.
I don't know why it's not. It's
maybe
just
a little-
tight window, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and do it one more time and I'll block. Okay, so that's... Okay, that one you're plus 18. And if you do like the standing knee... Yeah, that's 15 frames. Yeah, that should be beating my jab. I don't know why it's... Oh, I think maybe the wrong move is coming out. It kind of looks like her stand heavy's coming out.
Oh.
Oh, that time it didn't hit.
So that was definitely me because I was auto comboing it. Alright, I'll have to
Well,
experiment
no, oh
more.
wait.
I'll have
Hold
to
on.
experiment.
Try and do whatever you did last time, because you see here it says like 28 frames startup. Yeah, so then like nothing else is coming out. This is so bizarre.
I'm gonna have to mess with
anyways.
that more later, but point being, for safe jump, she has a lot of options in Season 2, and safe jumping Akuma is really
Yes.
good, which was the original point. I'm sorry
Yes.
I went off on a rabbit trail.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay, so now we can get into pokes. So, the main pokes that you're going to be dealing with from Akuma, there's like, let me see. Like, kick, roundhouse, and... So they're going to be like 5 to 6 of them. So, the one that you're going to get a lot of is this. His crouching medium punch is fucked up. It's like basically as good as Luke's, but just not +1 on block, it's -1. But it's crazy disjointed, recovers very fast, but it is whiff punishable.
Okay,
So-
you just throw it again.
Yeah.
It has to be practically preemptive.
Not necessarily. So I don't think you should be using, I think that's her stand heavy, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should be using crouching medium punch, because Marisa's crouch medium punch is also very disjointed. So let's go ahead and like practice this a little bit in the mid range. I'll switch it up between doing this stand medium punch and crouching medium punch. Okay, at least you made me block that time. Let's go ahead and back up a little bit.
The problem with fishing for that whip punish is then I'm in crouching medium kick range for sure.
Actually, his crouching medium kick is like a little bit stubby.
Oh! Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah, it's like it's better than it was in Street Fighter V, but it is not crazy long reach. Like Ryu and Ken both have better crouching medium kicks.
That's really good to know, because I'm always so afraid of the crouching medium kick. It feels longer because he can walk up to me so fast.
Right. Yeah, and so that is something you're going to be worrying about. But truth be told, when you're like playing neutral, against Akuma, your best bet is going to be like holding down, or like if you're trying to walk and block, you should be defaulting to down back, because you do although his crouching medium kick range, it is good, but it's not as good as some of the other characters in the game. The main thing you do have to worry about is his walk speed. And Marisa, of course, as you know, is very susceptible to lows because of her armor. So
you really want to
defaulting to
check
down
that
back
approach
is
with Marisa. You want to check his approach with this, maybe with this, this. If he's like right in my face, this.
Yeah. And again, if you see that like they're harassing this, they're trying to do like crouch medium punch into fireball or whatever, like if you want to look for a whiff punish, it should be with your own crouch medium punch.
Or I can just block the punch into fireball now that we've established I can option select in the gap.
Yes. Oh, but yeah, of course. If you are actually in range and like he doesn't have anywhere to back up, or he may be overextended and he's in your face doing low or crouch medium punch or low medium kick into fireball, then yes, you can take your turn back exactly. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a whiff punish or to try and like contest, crouching medium punch is going to be your best bet.
Anybody on classic Marisa could also just fish with the stand heavy kick.
Yes, but you do have to worry because it's very slow. And then the other poke you have to worry about is this. His stand roundhouse is maybe the best normal in the game.
Oh yeah, I've been getting hit by that a lot. That second hit whiffs from crouching, right?
Yes. Yep. And it's got like, I think it's like maybe like minus 13. I'll just go ahead and hold down back. Yeah, you're plus 13. So as soon as that second hit whiffs, you can, in fact, after you block the first hit, you can start buffering a normal, and that's up to 13 frames, and you'll punish me. Whoops. Yeah, that's just a real life punish count.
I could stand heavy punch there. That's ridiculous.
And then I explode. And so that
wasn't even optimal.
Right. That's why I say that like you should be buffering down back.
I realized I could start buffering when the second hit was still on its way out. That's ridiculous. Can you do that again?
Yeah. Whoops. Yep. Yep. Crazy damage.
That's fantastic. That's easily, that alone made the session worth it. I did not know I could do that. That is so broken.
Super important. So another thing to think.
Force standing though.
He has normals to force standing, so he's got stand medium kick and crouch heavy punch. But the thing is, it's like nobody has anything in the game that can force standing on block. That's not a thing.
Okay.
So yeah, if you are just blocking and he throws this out and you're like already holding down back, you're chilling. You get to punish him for free. Now another thing to talk about. So we already covered crouch medium punch and like how you kind of want to approach it with your own crouch medium punch, and we talked about like the first layer of dealing with stand roundhouse, because again they're going to be using that a lot. It's insanely good. It's like I said, maybe the best normal in the game. But something else to think about is you'll run into a lot of Akumas that are like trying to do this in neutral. They'll try and do it like as a shimmy tool, or like trying to maybe preemptively whip punish something with it. Because of this, he can be susceptible, at least until you show it to them and they learn. You have the chance to kind of harass them with drive impact. Because this is like, it is a long, like, there's a lot of startup to it and a lot of recovery. And it is 2 hits. Drive impact will beat it clean. So like, if you just see me do this and you drive impact, I'm just cooked.
That wasn't punish counter.
Yeah, I'll hold down back. So let's. Okay. I guess you do have to do it kind of preemptively. So let's try and do it here. Yeah. So the point is like you can't. It's not on reaction, but you can do it like if they are being a little too greedy with it, like in neutral and fishing for it. It's something you can go for.
I could also just whiff punish it at a lot of ranges if you just throw it out like there.
Well, but the thing is, you're probably gonna have to block it. From there, yeah, you can likely whiff punish with stand heavy punch, or maybe even crouch medium punch. Yeah. Or also another good thing for Marisa is, and honestly characters in general, especially because of how they have nerfed, drive gauge, like depletion across the board, like on offense, is if you're like, back up a little bit, if you're like here and, well, go ahead and just stay right there. Like if you're like there and I whiff this, you can sweep it, and sweep punish counter takes a full bar of drive gauge.
Oh, that's good to know.
And it causes a hard knockdown.
Walk speed goes. This received proximity bar?
Oh, yeah, that could be useful.
Charge Sweep has Proximity Guard now. It's only -3 on block. It's +1 in burnout. And if you're just walking in and out of my space...
Yeah. Yeah, it can be absolutely like something that I have to deal with. Because the range on it's pretty good too.
Even if you block it, it's safe.
Right.
It's really just a matter of did you outspace it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and honestly, the proximity guard starts up pretty fast.
I was mind blown on patch day when I set the bot to just walk backwards, and I could literally just catch it. Because all that's what people want to do versus Marisa is walk out of Gladius range.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we talked about dealing with stand roundhouse. You really want to do your best either to just like duck it or space out and get a whiff punish. And then, okay, the other thing you have to worry about is obviously crouching medium kick is very good for Akuma, and crouching medium kick dry brush is like a problem. But yes, crouching medium punch is going to be the answer because again, it's so disjointed and it starts up at a decent pace at 9 frames. So it's like you do have to worry about maybe getting whiff punished yourself, but it's not a bad fishing tool if they're like just fucking mashing this over and over, right? So, but you can also do, go ahead and do her sweep real quick. I want to see how fast it starts up.
That's charge.
Just do the regular one, not charge. Okay, it starts up in 12 frames. That's like a little slow. So sweep probably isn't going to be the best bet. I think your better option is going to be crouching medium punch. Or I guess like stand, like the first hit of stand fierce, maybe just to put me in block stun.
Yeah, generally whip punishing crouching medium kicks is easier with this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's safe on block and like it lunges so far forward.
And you get a massive combo off of it without the same amount of spend. Like to spend off of this, your bare minimum spending 3 bars off the cancel.
Right.
Now it's 4 bars if you extend from there. Whereas if I hit with this on punish counter, just throw something.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw something. Something like a punish.
Here. Hold on, let's do this. Back up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't even optimal.
Yeah, almost 40%.
One more time.
Huge. Sure. Oops. Yeah, it goes so far forward.
And there are ways to make that more damage. I know there are, but that's my like consistent combo. Mm-hmm. And that's nearly 60%.
Right. But so the other thing to consider, and Vitality in my chat is mentioning too, regarding trying to whip punish this. So you do, and I was going to get to this point, is you do want to consider crouching medium punch simply because you're already crouching. So like, let's say you press it like you like respond late, you're just blocking anyways. You're not getting hit by the crouching medium kick, right? But if you're in the range and you see that maybe they're harassing with it a lot, then you can maybe throw it out on reaction or a little preemptively and actually get the whiff punish. But if you're holding down back, you're not getting clipped into
I'm going to mention this even though it's not something you specifically mentioned. Any character where their bread and butter offense is going to be a drive rush cancel blow forward, unless it's a true string, much like what you said with option selecting crouching medium kick into fireball, you can do super in the gap. So if Akuma just wants to drive rush cancel the crouching medium kick into something.
Yep. Now it is important to note that won't work against jab. Jab is a real block string.
But it won't come out
everything
either.
else, what's that?
But it won't come out if it's a true string, so it's a completely safe option.
Oh, sure, yeah. I thought you meant it would work as a punish. I'm sorry.
No,
it is an option select.
It's particularly, I find particularly helpful if they're running cancels just to really bully you when you're already in the corner and they think they can get away with the meter spend. If you hit them with a level 3 there, now they're in the corner and you got your meter packed.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Okay, so we talked about crouching medium kick. Okay, the other big one you're going to worry about are the variations of heavy punch. So he's got this, which is crazy good. It's got 5 active frames. It's like just as busted as all the other Shotos, Stand Fierces. It's got crazy range. So this, you're gonna run into this a lot, and like honestly, it's gonna be really tough for you to like deal with it. the best thing that you can do is try and
Parry it?
try and space it out with. I wouldn't recommend, like, you can kind of fish for perfect parry a little bit, but I wouldn't really recommend it because with his walk speed being so good, there's a chance that maybe you fish for perfect parry and then I just throw you, and then you're down a drive gauge, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to recommend trying to make them, like, fish them into a range where they press it, like, say here, and then you can take your turn back, because it is -3. So it's not a real punish, but you can take your turn back. And then once you get them feeling that, like, okay, I need to try and space this out a little bit better, you know, I'm just trying to whip punish, then you can whip punish with your own shit. Because it does have recovery of a heavy. It's got 18 frames of recovery, so it's out there for a while, and it's got a pretty lingering hurt box. The problem is that it's just hard to make it whiff because it's so far-reaching, and it has a ton of active frames. And then the other version of that is basically the same. It's slower startup, but it's got the same recovery, or I'm sorry, the same block disadvantage. It's -3, but it lunges him super far forward. So go ahead and, like, stand here. I will probably go ahead and just stay still. Yeah, even from here, I am hitting. So it's like it reaches so far forward that it's going to be difficult for you to actually get out of range to try and whiff punish or take your turn back. But there are important things to note. So if I hit you with this, go ahead and just stay there. No, don't block it. Just let me hit you. So if I hit you with it, it's +4, and I can, like, confirm that into a jab. Whoops. I can confirm that into a jab into, like, this.
That's not the safe jump, right?
No, that does set up the safe jump.
That is the safe jump. Okay.
Yeah. But that's only if I'm, like, hitting it real close. From certain ranges, I will only hit, and then I can't get anything afterwards, right? I can go into a target combo, so I can do this, and then that's plus, and I get Oki off of it, or I can do this, and that's even more plus, I get better Oki. But the important part is it's not cancelable. So because of that, that means it is, like, it's susceptible both to you taking your turn back. You don't have to worry about me canceling it into, like, a fireball and frame trapping you, or canceling into drive rush and frame trapping you.
I can DI?
Or, yeah. So, let's do it from, like, here. It might recover fast enough that, like, DI isn't viable, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
See, I'm able to block there, so I could retaliate with my own.
Yeah.
But, so even though it's not cancelable, that means that I can't pressure you afterwards.
Okay, so we covered his general pokes. The Vortex of Demon Flip options can be beaten with multiple Marisa options.
Yes.
You can option select the gap between crouching, medium, kick, fireball. You can armor the safe jump. Safe jumping him is a good idea. If he tries to go for forward throw fireball in the corner, you can super, you can armor. He has very fast walk speed. You want to check with your coach. You want to check with this. Are there any specific Oki scenarios that I should be aware of when fighting Akuma?
We talked a little bit about the Vortex at the beginning, right? So if I do like this, I can either do dash and then throw you, or you have to deal with, like, real meaty buttons. Here, go ahead and let's get back to, like, mid-screen. This was something when we were playing our set that was kind of tripping you up a bit. So if I do this, you have to, like, you do have to hold that, and it is, like, a real guess. But the overhead is, like, kind of slow, so it's not impossible to react to it.
I can try to perfect power that. Okay, can you do that again?
Yeah. Whoops, that was a little early. Sorry. Oops. So yeah, you're like, perfect parry is an option. You do still have to deal with the second hit of it, and so unless you perfect parry that as well, you're not getting a punish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Before we go any further, actually, because he hasn't had this move before, I forgot to mention, this is also one of his best pokes. This thing is cheap.
Ooh.
Basic. I'm gonna be completely. Yeah. basically you have to hold this. There's basically no way for Marisa to deal with this consistently. It's like that one you basically don't have an option. It's so cheap. Like the range on it, yeah, you can perfect parry, sure. And like if you do like preempt it with like an armored move, you'll beat it. But like in regards to like actually trying to like contest it with your own normals, basically no character in the game is dealing with this. It's gonna be one of the first things that gets nerfed about it. So yeah, your best option is maybe fish with a perfect parry or like try and armor through it. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to hold it.
Okay, so
but you will see it a lot against good Akumas because
the double dash forward is real Oki. Most of his other
yes.
Oki is going to be the Demon Flip Vortex.
No, not Demon Flip Vortex. It's going to be the safe jump. The safe jump is going to be the most common thing that you run into.
Okay.
So there is also like this. So if I do this, I can do.
I've been getting hit by that like crazy.
Yeah. So the reason why you have to worry about that is because the palm will hit you meaty. So go ahead and like try and wake up jab. Oh, well, maybe crouch jab works. Maybe dive kick works. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, dive kick is gonna beat you. Let me try and do palm again. Whoops. No, don't block. Yeah, so palm or crouch jab from her will beat that, but dive kick is gonna beat that. So there are options to deal with it, but that is going to be a situation that you run into. Your best option against that, honestly, is to basically like commit to a high block, because since he doesn't have Demon Flip Throw in this game, you don't really have to worry about the overhead option. You like if you do block it, he is plus in your face, but you're not getting knocked down and taking damage, maybe taking drive gauge damage or whatever. You're just getting like
the only other thing that comes to mind, I think we've covered most of it, is that command grab. I just have to watch for it, right? Because I can check it when he's approaching.
Yeah, but there is, okay, so I'm gonna knock you down with a combo and then do like meaty grab. So if he does this, if you try and wake up with something, yeah. But that is like, it is a read because you can just hold up.
And that's meaty on what knockdown?
It's meaty off of heavy DP. So if I do this, and you'll notice it's heavy DP because it has the purple shit around it. His other DPs don't. The heavy DP is 3 hits and has the purple smoke. And then if I do this, yeah, you can jump it. Now I can make a read there that I can do jump medium punch to then punish you, or I could do like DP if I don't jump or whatever. But you're not getting hit by the command grab.
So how long I have to punish?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can you do that again just so I see how long I have to punish after I jump the command grab?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, it's not actually that big a window.
I mean, it's big enough to get a jump in, but not anything else. Okay, and then the other thing that you'll run into a lot is in the corner. They're mostly going to be ending with heavy kick Tatsu because that's his most damaging and gives the best Oki. So off of that, I'm pretty sure he still gets double dash Oki. Actually, maybe not double dash. It might only be single dash. Hold on. Whoops. Okay, so you do. Whoops. Okay, so that's actually, yeah. It's not meaty enough that I can get double dash Oki, but I do see this a lot. I see like with frame trap, stand medium kick into meaty stand heavy punch, I think. So let me try that. Oh, it didn't come out. Maybe it's stand medium punch. Okay, yeah. So that's the one that I see a little more often. But regardless, the important thing to know is like he does get like significant frame advantage to do like either dash into whatever like meaty button he wants off of heavy kick Tatsu in the corner, and it also it is plus enough that it sets up like the drive rush overhead again.
Okay.
So that's what you need to watch out for.
All of his supers I tested already are super negative on block. You can punish all of them with a charge standing heavy punch. The only thing that still comes to mind is, if you have Demon, for which setups is the Demon Meaty to where I have to worry about it? Because normally he can be hit out of it.
The only time... hold on, let me think. Well, actually, the only time that you really need to, like, worry about... Like, to be honest... Wait, what just happened?
Now you get Demon!
Okay. I was like, what is going on? You don't really have to worry about Meaty Demon because of how, like, the way it works in this game isn't like older games. All you really have to worry about is, like, Dash Demon. Dash Demon is, like, something you still kind of have to worry about. Whoops, it's actually a lot harder to do in this game than, like, other games. Dash Demon you kind of have to worry about.
And that beat, I attempt to check the dash.
Yeah. That you don't really have to worry about Meaty Demon because you can always hold up, and there's no like Kara Demon in this game, which was like what made something like that tricky in Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4 or 3 or whatever. So Meaty Demon isn't really anything you have to worry about.
See if holding up works.
I think you did it preemptively. So if I were to, if you get the read that they're doing that, then you can punish it that way. But if you like hesitate, you will get caught. Whoops. Whoops, I screwed up. Why is it not coming out? Okay. Okay, I can do it easier on that side, I guess. So yeah, tons of damage. Something I was going to suggest to you as well, you brought up that all of his supers are super punishable.
Yeah.
The important thing to note is they are all over 27 frames on recovery. That means that you can punish all of them with a DI. Now, that might not net you as much damage, but that is going to do more drive gauge damage, which again is the name of the game in Street Fighter 6. So, like, let's say I like try and wake up to get you off me with like wake up level 1. If you do DI, I'm holding down back. That's a real punish, and it takes away a bar and a half.
And if I have full resources, it's not like he's lacking in the damage department.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, even if it's not an optimal combo, I'm still taking almost fucking 60%, right? And then the same thing, so go ahead and just block this. Let's say I try and wake up with level 2. Whoops. Little punish counter into the world's your oyster. And then same thing with level 3. So go ahead and just block this.
That is a manual heavy Gladius that I'm finally landing off the jungle. You don't know
nice!
You don't know how long I've been trying to learn how to do that.
That's sick!
Unfortunately, like Gladius, off of any, like, mid-screen juggle, that's the one she has on one button, and the super whiff.
Yeah.
It has to be.
We'll knock him up in the air higher, yep. Okay, so we know that all of his supers are punishable with DI, so something else to consider too, right, is let's say like they're close to burnout and you want to force burnout, right? Like let's say I have 3 bars, right? If I do wake up super and you block it, you can do DI into DI, and that's going to do 2.5 bars of drive gauge. So, and then just do another one.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's awesome.
Yes. And that, again, that's going to work against all of his supers. So if he's waking up with it, like, he's cooked. And then shit, like, actually, let's say you bait out a DP. Go ahead and just hold down back and I'll do OD DP. Do another one. I'm down to 1.5 bars of drive gauge.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Okay, I think... Okay, I did touch on forward medium kick as, like, the busted normal that you basically don't have an answer to. We talked about supers, we talked about air fireball, we talked about dealing with regular fireball in the mid-range. Oh, another important thing. Okay, so but this will be the last thing that we cover because I do have to start getting around for work.
I was gonna say we've been at this for a while. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
You're fine. You're fine. I'll still get to work early. It's A-okay. So he has the new move Adamant Flame, right? He's got this, and then he can do the follow-up, and then the medium version knocks down, heavy version knocks down, and gives him a juggle. Okay. So important things to note: if you hold down back. The light, if I just do the light version on block, it's -8.
Ooh.
You can punish that with crouch medium punch, right? Isn't that 8 frames or is it 9?
Medium punch.
Okay, is her crouch medium? Gotcha. Yeah.
9 frames or 8 frames.
9 frames.
It is 8 frames. Okay.
It is 8 frames. So yeah, that could potentially give you like a less scaled punish if you wanted to like cancel into whatever. But the important thing to note is if they ever try and like harass you with that, it is punishable. Whoops, sorry. Oh my gosh, my stick. Wait, hold on, go ahead and press down medium punch again. It is 8 frames. Why is that not working? I wonder. Hold on. Let's try this. Whoops. I think you're just a little slow.
Yeah.
Okay, well at any rate, stand medium punch will work.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever see this, and if you just hold down back, there is like a big difference on the startup between the light and like the medium, and then the heavy is like real slow. So it should be pretty discernible. And stand medium punch is going to take your turn back regardless of which version it is. So even if I do the even if I do the medium version, it's only -6, but you can still take your turn back. Whoops, sorry, I did the wrong thing. Or is it minus? No, it's -4. I misremembered. I'm so sorry. It's -4. So, I guess realistically, like, unless you're certain about which version it is, you should probably be doing crouch jab, because that will either punish or take your turn back. So let me do this. Go ahead and block it. Okay, you're punishing there. Punishing. Oh, really? Is that just out of range? It's like too slow. Okay, that punish. So off
it's
of medium
not ideal
punch,
because
you're
you
gonna
can't
take your
really
turn
hit
back.
confirm one jab, but it only lets you get one jab. So I kind of just have to decide if I should go for this or not.
Yeah, I suppose. But then the heavy version is safe, so that's important to know. The heavy version is safe. It's -2, so you get to take your turn back, but you can't punish.
Okay.
However, if they ever screw up and do the follow-up, no matter which version it is, they're all super punishable.
How punishable? Do that again. 10 frames.
-10, yeah. And then the medium might be... I think the medium is like even worse. The heavy is even worse.
Yeah, but if you do the follow-up, then I can punish with this.
Right. Yeah, the important thing to know is that it's super punishable and you get to kill them for it. So yeah, just keep in mind that basically against any version, you probably want to do your 7 frame to take your turn back. Except for like maybe the heavy version you want to try with the jab because it would get beat by a 4 frame. But otherwise, if it's like light, you get to punish with stand medium punch, and then the follow-ups are all super punishable.
Okay.
I think that's like
yeah,
basically
I think that's basically gonna be Akuma. I want to make sure I let you get to work. Thank you.
You're fine.
So much. How
course.
would you like me to like? I've been putting like who each guest is in the title. So like for Chakotay,
sure.
I got to clickbait it with Combo Breaker Champion.
Right.
I just went with high level Zangief. I was gonna say Master Akuma, but you're still trying to get Master with Akuma. What do I say?
Damn, you don't have to put me on blast to the whole chat. Come
what
on.
do I say that makes you look as badass as possible? I know you know your shit.
You can just put legacy Akuma player. That works.
Legacy. That's a good word. That is a good word. I will go with that. And just DM me whichever of your socials, your stream that you want to plug in the description. I want to make sure you get all your audience from this if it does well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I will be sure to do that. And thank you so much for the initiative. I'm always happy to help, but it means more to me when people like are really ambitious and like want to get better. Like I can tell, you know, they're not just kind of like, dude, can you help me win this matchup? Like, and they want me to do it for them. That's not the case with you, and I appreciate that. So thanks for reaching out. I'm really happy we could do this.
From trying to reach out to character experts, particularly for matchups that give me trouble. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this actually could help somebody else. I didn't even mean to record the first one with Chakotay. He just happened to be streaming when I asked for help and got my permission to do it on stream and then said I could clip it. And then I ended up constantly bouncing it to people on the Marisa Discord who were like, what the heck did we do with Lily? I'm like, well, actually, I got a walkthrough of all of her setups and the counterplay and realized how helpful that actually was to have it documented. So here we are.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, again, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm not a master of Akuma yet, but I will get there.
I didn't mean to like roast you there. It came out so much more judgmental than I intended.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm really glad we could do this. Again, be sure to let me know when it is out so I can plug it. I can let people know that they should be watching it.
And I guess today or tomorrow, it depends on how motivated I am to do timestamps for another whole one of these when I just did Brutus yesterday.
Right, I get it, yeah.
But it also the advantages of unfortunate unemployment. Every time people ask me how I got so good at Street Fighter so fast now, I've just started saying there's this secret called getting laid off twice in 1 year.
I've been there before, and I don't envy you. I'm sure it'll turn around soon.
Yeah, and this definitely helps keep me sane in the meantime. I feel like I'm contributing something somewhere. So thank you so much for doing this. Take care of yourself. Good luck at work, and I'm finally gonna hit stop recording.
Yep. All right. Talk to you later. See ya.